met with Heupel? Have they crossed paths?
I don't think they've connected yet. I know Josh is out of town, and Scott just got in town. Josh is out recruiting right now.
How has the early signing period impacted coaching searches, particularly for you?
This was I hadn't been on this side of things in terms of a coaching search. We're in the championship game, which is a week late. Most teams aren't playing championship weekend, and you can't start the search until after championship weekend. So that was probably where it was different from past experiences for me. I spent a lot of time researching and getting ready and kind of waiting. Felt like a sprinter at the starting line, waiting forever for the gun to go off. The early signing date, I think, creates a sense of urgency, but every coaching search I've ever had, I'm going to have that sense of urgency, because I think no matter when signing date is, the sooner you get the right person, the sooner they can get the right people on their staff, the sooner we can be in position to recruit at a high level.
Are there any hard feelings on your part with talking about early signing dates? Some UCF commits now switching to Nebraska. Is that something you're okay with?
It's something that, honestly, I don't even pay attention to. I don't know where those kids are at, and obviously Josh and his staff are making assessments on what recruits they want to be a part of their program and fit what they think they want to do. So I don't really get in the weeds of that.
The conversation, we kind of saw pictures populate before this press conference of you and Scott Frost on the practice field. Can you share maybe what maybe a little bit of that discussion was like, and was that about getting him up on the stage today?
No, it was about talking. We hadn't got a chance to get in person since the championship game, so it was just talking through a lot of different logistics.
There was some frustration on the part of fans that some of the ticket requests were not going to get fulfilled. What is your message to fans on that?
I guess first, I love that we're starting to deal with big program problems, which is great. And we're building a football program that we expect to be formidable and have this kind of situation often. Nobody expected us to run through our ticket allotment as quickly as we did. We are always going to honor our season ticket holders and GKC donors first. People that support the program, we're going to support them. So we went through our allotment before we hit that deadline, and so that created an unfortunate situation where I think there was about 800 tickets technically sold that we didn't have anymore. But we are working with the leadership of the Peach Bowl to work with those individuals to try to, one, get them good seats they're happy with for the game, because there's still about 1,000 seats available, as Gary mentioned in the press conference, but also help them better position themselves in the future. Be a season ticket holder, give to the GKC, get your priority points up, and folks will be in a better position in future bowls, because we expect to be in this kind of a bowl game hopefully more often than not.
I'm sorry, 800 was the number that went unfilled, or what was
correct?
It?
800 individual seats. I think it was about 250 accounts.
Did you have to deal with Bill Moose at all to negotiate having Scott here, or did you just deal with Scott?
I just talked to Scott. And I know our CFO was in contact with their CFO to kind of just figure out the HR side of things, but that was all the conversation with Nebraska.
So the salary, he's being paid by both, or you,
or? So we arrived at being paid by both, and there's liability issues and HR stuff. I'm not an HR guy, but what we arrived at is that the Nebraska staff are 49% Nebraska employees and 51% UCF employees.
Not every coach would come back if they have another opportunity. What does that say about Scott, that he remained committed to this thing?
I think it speaks to his character and his relationship with these players, and I'm not surprised by it at all. As I mentioned during the press conference, he was very consistent with that all along, and that's what I expected him to do, and he's as expected, he's following through. I know that what he's said to the team is very real. He's very connected to these kids, and I didn't think there's any chance he was going to not finish the season with them.
You obviously care a lot about the student athletes. You always talk about they're a big part of your decision making. I'm sure you talked to them. How are they receiving Scott back?
Yeah, it's a good point, and I made sure to have those conversations as well. And at the end of the day, they have a ton of respect for Scott and his staff. They understand why Scott made the decision he did, going back home, and they want. I was proud of our kids. We have some good leadership, some mature kids on this team, and they're focused on trying to beat Auburn, and they felt like approaching this game the same way we did the first 12 gives us the best chance to win.
Were you in the meeting when Scott came in today?
I wasn't today, no.
For a couple more.
Did you ever have a concern that they wouldn't react that way, or were you fairly confident that this is how the players would feel about it?
I was fairly confident, but I wanted some time to pass, and I double checked with them, and it kind of heard what I expected to hear. You know, football is so specific in terms of the terminology, and I think these are obviously really smart kids. They know how they've been doing things. It gives them the best chance to win. You know, changing things up to the last second is probably going to put them at a disadvantage.
In your conversations with Scott, did he express any concern at all that it would be his presence because of the situation would take any of the light off of the players and what they've accomplished?
I think he's expressed to me, and I've had the same sentiment. We want all the focus of this next few weeks to be on this team and on these players, and I know that's important to him and the rest of the staff as well.
Have you ever been through a situation like this or witnessed one, maybe through the eyes of your dad?
I've never been through this, and I don't think he has either. No, this is a little unique, but I think with if we just keep our heads about us and make smart decisions, we can make sure we do what's most important, which is give ourselves the best chance to win this game. And I think that's exactly what we're doing.
What would it mean for UCF to beat the bad SEC in a major bowl game?
I think it'd be awesome. You know, it's going to be a good Power 6 matchup, and I think that our team has accomplished a lot this year, and it's going to be fun to watch, offense versus defense. But you know, we've beaten big programs before. I don't know that it's going to change our world drastically. I think getting to the game is probably the biggest thing, but obviously winning it is also a really big deal and sets us up well for next year. We have a really young team returning. This wasn't supposed to be the year. This is a year early, so I couldn't be more excited about 2018 and beyond. But first, focusing our excitement on what's going to happen in Atlanta.
When you think back,
Thank you.